Martha Matilda Harper was born in 1857 in Ontario, Canada. The fourth of 10 children, Martha's dad was a tailor who eventually pivoted to a new business, renting out his children as domestic servants. Martha was sent to work in the house of an Ontario farmer where she spent her days cleaning, cooking, and doing difficult manual labor. She was only 7 years old when she started. Eventually, Martha went to work for a Canadian doctor. He was a holistic doctor specializing in hair care, and he used a regimen of scalp hygiene practices, vigorous hair brushing, and his own blend of natural herb treatments to facilitate dramatic improvements to his patients' hair health. While maintaining her domestic duties, Martha also served as the doctor's assistant when he treated patients. She learned her employer's methods and experienced the incredible impacts of his hair care regimen firsthand. And on his deathbed, the doctor gave Martha the secret recipe for his all-natural herb-based hair tonic. Armed with new skills and an ambition to commercialize the hair tonic, Martha left Canada and moved to Rochester, New York. Still poor, Martha continued working as a domestic servant for 6 more long years. But she spent all of her free time refining the unique hair care methods that would ultimately free her from her life of drudgery and transform her into an American business legend. Investing her life savings to open Rochester's first beauty salon for women, Martha started the empire that would grow to over 500 Harper method salons worldwide. Each Harper salon was run by a woman trained in the regimented Harper method of beauty. Each woman owned her own salon, making Martha the inventor of a brand new business model, retail franchising. This was an era when business was getting bigger. Cornelius Vanderbilt was building railroads, John D. Rockefeller assembled Standard Oil, and Andrew Carnegie created Carnegie Steel. Each robber baron was leveraging the same winning position, being bigger than the competition. Scale economies allow fixed costs to be spread over more units produced, whether that's pounds of steel, barrels of oil, or bottles of herbal hair care tonic. Being bigger can provide significant cost advantage, enable pricing power, and finance further expansion. And once you have it, you can operate from the high ground that is a scaled winning position. One of my former clients, we'll call them Delta, operated as a $30 million building products distributorship. With locations in 3 major cities, Delta had relative scale, meaning it was bigger than most of its single location competitors. And Delta was a member of a national buying group, giving them some leverage over the suppliers of their building supplies. Still, when 2 well-financed national competitors started acquiring distributors all over the country, the leadership at Delta realized that their margins would be crushed if and when one of those competitors entered their local market. The math was pretty simple. Most of Delta's costs were product costs, and the margins were already thin. If the national competitors could buy products from manufacturers 5% cheaper, Delta was starting at a major cost disadvantage. Understanding pricing disadvantages created by absolute scale economies would be a huge and constant headwind. Delta sold its 3 locations to one of the national competitors, deciding that joining them was more attractive than trying to beat them. Today, leaders of small and mid-sized businesses can utilize the power of getting bigger to create a scaled winning position. You just need to be ready and able to defend it against competitors that can match or even eclipse the cost advantages that scale provides. I'm Greg Meredith, founder and chief strategy guide at Simply Strategic. Thanks for tuning in to this strategy story worth knowing. You can find all of our strategy content at simplystrategic.us.